Okay. Hopefully this will work. Does this thing is working? I don't know. Let's find out. So go there. Click on this one. Is it going? Is it happening? There we go. Derek Kohler's got in here first. Fantastic. Okay, so I don't know what's going on, man. That internet dude. So, welcome to part 2 of Houston with a Problem. Hopefully there's not a part 3. So, sorry, your comments are all gone. So if I have no idea what questions you were asking, so start throwing them at me again as you come rolling in, and I would like to see what you got for me. So, what was I talking about before everything died? I was talking about we're talking about, oh yeah, making crypto coins of things that don't exist. Such as, I've got a gold crypto coin, I've got a stock crypto coin, I've got whatever. Like, it's all giant scams. It's unregulated, and they can do basically whatever they want to screw everybody over. So, oh yeah, meltdowners. The meltdowners are really convinced that the BBBY pump and dump case is like not going to go Ryan Cohen's way. That, you know, the plan administrator is going to come down hard on Ryan Cohen when they become plaintiff. No, the plan administrator is getting a paycheck from the dip and philo facilities. The dip and philo facilities are probably funded by Ryan Cohen. So Ryan Cohen is basically paying the plan administrator and the lawyers at BBY to sue himself. No, it's either going to be dismissed, like withdrawn, dismissed, or they're going to settle out of court, and they're going to use that settlement out of court to probably negotiate the credit bid, be my guess. You know, and be like, oh, I'll shave $60 million off the credit bid, whatever, and Bob's your uncle. So it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I mean, they already, literally, because they have the dip and philo money, they already have the $60 million from Ryan Cohen. So, like, what are you going to do? You're going to settle out of court, or you're going to withdraw your complaint. And those are the two options. So they're not going to draw this out. They want it all done with. So there we go. You guys want the intro again? Is that what I'm seeing? Okay. Go again.
Houston, we have a problem.
There we go. All right. So, Carrot Course is first here. Bread now. No bread, just crumbs. Paul, I'm working now. There we go. All right. Snortlert, Oi Houston, Butterfly 8 for 1. We'll find out, won't we? Puma 2, Lapatron, Yeet, or Yay. Suljo, my question again, please. Oh, because you're asking about the S1. So, the S1, we won't see the S1 until there's a successful credit bid. We won't see a successful credit bid probably until the pump and dump case is done. And the pump and dump case won't be done until BBBY gets made plaintiff and they can yeet this sucker out of here. Right? So that's what we're waiting on. All our hopes of things going really, really quickly back in end of September we're not, because we were thinking that the credit bid stuff had already been done by then, and it has not. So we're waiting, wearing our shiny shirts and twiddling those thumbs, man. So that's what we're doing. So you're doing it, I'm doing it, we're all doing it. Some else must want that fight bets. What, Derek? I don't. Fabrizio, 6 shirt dude. Thank you. It's a good shirt. Michael Harrow, Houston. please keep talking about SpaceX and Blue Origin. What does NASA do now? Personally, I mean, you guys know my bias, but personally, I think it was a giant mistake for NASA not to grant contracts to Blue Origin. I do think that they are the better space company. They've never had a launch accident, ever. They've tested rocket engines and had accidents with those, but never had a launch accident. They were first to self-land rockets. They in-house their stuff. They think they got a better safety record. And because they weren't granted contracts and SpaceX was, that really put them behind on development. So I think, if anything, they should have just split the contracts between the two and allowed for that development. Plus, they really screwed up when it came to the lunar lander. Like, Bezos basically said, hey, we'll build the lunar lander for free. It'll cost us $3 billion and we'll do it for free if you pick us. And NASA was like, no, SpaceX. And so SpaceX got the contract for it. But that's not lowest bid. Lowest bid, like, we will lose $3 billion doing this for you. But that's my own personal biases. Falcon 9 program is an excellent program. Starship program, not so good. I think because the gentleman, what's his name, who was running Falcon 9, who retired, I forgot that guy's name. His methods are no longer at play at SpaceX, and so Starship is much more move fast, break things, and Falcon 9 was never move fast, break things. Falcon 9 was you do it right the first time, even though all the Falcon 1s blew up. But Falcon 9s, they've had 99% successful launches, something like that. So it's all right. Monkey, did you get chased out of bed and didn't realize? Because the fat cat is here. Oh, it's a big sigh, Monkey. Oh, little scratchy butts. What does NASA do now? Same old. I mean, it's a good thing. One thing Biden didn't do, being a vice president under Obama, the vice president is in charge of NASA, right? And so they had their directives under Obama. Trump really didn't mess with anything at NASA. And so there's been actually a fairly continuous, probably the longest period of uninterrupted programs. Because oftentimes someone becomes president and they just shred the previous administration's plans for space. They just destroy them. And then the next guy becomes president and they destroy the previous administration to that. We were talking in the 90s about, hey, 8 years we can land on Mars. And then George W. Bush wiped out all the plans that the Clinton administration had made. When Obama came in, he wiped out all the plans that the Bush administration had made. So things in space take a lot longer now than they used to. Between the time we launched Explorer 1, which was our first satellite in the U.S., it was in 1957, I think. And when we landed someone on the moon, it was 11.5 years. So we went from hey, we just figured out how to get something into space to we put a man on the moon in 11.5 years. Basically from Eisenhower through Johnson. Would have been Kennedy, but whatever. And that's incredible. Because when we did the initial designs for the space shuttle, and when the space shuttle actually launched was about 11 years. When we did the initial designs for the Hubble Space Telescope, and when the Hubble Space Telescope launched, it was 25 years. When we did the initial designs for James Webb, and when the James Webb actually launched, it was 25 years. So some of these programs take so long now when it should have been a 3 or 4 year program. And it's all because, a new vice president comes in, they shred everything at NASA, they gotta look for funding again, blah, 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 and it just is a waste of time, energy, and money. So NASA, I think, is just glad that they've had continuity for over 12 years now. And that is the most continuity they've had probably since Eisenhower, Kennedy, and Johnson. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, actually, Nixon was... So Nixon. So we had 4 presidents there all kind of worked towards the same goal with NASA. monkey butt. Yeah, you heard your name, didn't you? Look at your little face. Look at that little face. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Jason Blackwell. Hey, Houston, when you go to the party in Miami, try to invite as many ghosts as possible. They supply all the booze. All right. Butterfly theme 1.5x catch-up speed is awesome. Noted. Crayola for breakfast. I hope a drop in no labs under 40 cents. Do you think that's possible around earnings date? I don't see why not. I mean, they don't have any products to sell yet. Until they get a product to sell, all earnings are going to be disappointing, right? Like, hey, we spent another $8 million on development. We have $8 million less than we had before. That's earnings until a tech startup like that can be like, hey, we shipped our first products. So I wouldn't doubt seeing it drop. I mean, the good news will push them up will be when they announce successful trials, phase 3 trials. And then the next after that would be when they apply to the FDA. And the one after that is when they get FDA approval. And then things are going to go gangbusters after that. You'll start seeing no labs, glucose monitors advertised during the TV news programs and during like football games and stuff. Are you diabetic? Do you hate sticking yourself and having holes in your body? Come get the Glue Eyes monitor or whatever. Glucosa, whatever. Right, monkey? Look at your little ear. Look at your little ear. Yeah, you're a little dog. Yes, you are. Okay, so. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That's right, dog. Boop. Paul M. Houston. How much do you know about Google Gnome works? They already found 1,000 potential synthetic materials to improve computer chips. Could the same thing be applied to climate change? I have this. Your tweet or your chat is the first time I ever heard Google Gnome, so I have no idea what that is. Let's learn. Let's learn something. Bum, bum, bum. Google Gnome. Google Garden Gnomes Doodle. Celebrating garden gnomes. So, oops, it's a gnome's plural. Google Gnome. Millions of materials discovered with deep learning. Aha. Here we go. Millions of materials discovered with deep learning. The tool Google Gnome finds 2.2 million new crystals, including 380,000 stable materials that could power future technologies. Damn, son. Because there's only like 3,600 naturally occurring minerals on planet Earth. So the fact that it can create 2.2 million of them. Now, are these all different crystals, or are they the same crystals with different impurities inside of them to make things? Because if you guys don't know how solid state works, how like a processor works, you take like a silica crystal on one side, it's pure, and a silica crystal on the other side that might have like aluminum ion impurities, and you stick them together. And this causes a charge to bounce back and forth. And that's basically how the processing happens. So basically they think, oh, we can do it with chromium. We can do it with vanadium. We can do the same thing with platinum or whatever. That could be, because 2.2 million is quite a bit. Equivalent to nearly 800 years worth of knowledge. We use graph network materials exploration, GNOME, on our new deep learning tool that dramatically increases the speed and efficiency of discovery by predicting the stability of new materials. With GNOME, we've multiplied the number of technologically viable materials known to humanity. Of its 2.2 million predictions, 380,000 are the most stable, making them promising candidates for experimental synthesis. Among these candidates are materials that have the potential to develop future transformative technologies ranging from superconductors, powering supercomputers, and next-generation batteries to boost the efficiency of electric vehicles. GNOME shows the potential of using AI to discover and develop new materials at scale. External research and labs around the world have independently created 736 of these new structures, experimentally in concurrent work. In partnership with Google DeepMind, a team of researchers at the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory has published a second paper in Nature that shows how our AI predictions can be leveraged for autonomous material synthesis. We've made GNOME's predictions available to the research community. We will be contributing 380,000 materials that we predict to be stable to the Materials Project. which is now processing the compounds and adding them to its online database. We hope these resources will drive forward research into inorganic crystals and unlock the promise of machine learning tools as guides for experimentation. Cool. Human experimentation done this? Computational models? No. Word. That's cool. What was your question again? They found 1,000 potential synthetic materials to improve our computer chips. Could they do the same thing applied to climate change? I don't know how they would necessarily apply it to climate change, because we kind of know what's causing climate change and how to stop it. We just aren't willing to do anything about it. Like we talked about the other day, they opened that carbon sequestration plant in California, and all you need to do is plant like 40,000 trees, and you can sink just as much carbon. And that seems to be cheaper and easier. I mean, you get a couple hundred people to go plant 20, 30 trees each, which is a day's work, and boom, you just did the equivalent of building a multi-billion-dollar sequestration plant. So, there might be something in AI that could be used to help us with climate change, but I'm not necessarily sure what that would be. If you have an idea, by all means, throw it at me. But I don't know how it would work, because just taking different chemicals or elements and putting them together into compounds, that's math. That's just you're doing equations. You're having this giant computer system basically do it all for you, and the giant computer system, like this plus this plus this plus this equals this, stable or not? I don't know. Stable. And then you have the humans then confirm what the computer did and make a stable material out of it. I don't know how you'd apply it to climate change necessarily, unless you're like, hey, we made some superconductors and now we don't need to mine all this stuff or whatever. That could help. Oh, solutions like carbon absorbing materials, better fuels. Oh, the next part of your question. There it is. Yeah, why not? That makes sense. That's how you could use it. Yeah, you could use it for carbon absorbing materials, better fuels, etc. Yeah, I like that, Paul M. I should have read the second part of your question before I tried to answer it, because you obviously had better foresight into that than I did. Coffee Notes and Homer. I would be up for a class action lawsuit against DTCC. Sexy. Emerito Lopez. What do you think about Metamaterials release board letter to shareholders? I can't talk about that for another 3 months and 3 weeks. Then I can. I will say that if you are a company whose stock has been hammered down to the single digits and you own a whole bunch of IP, it might be best to just take the company private and say, screw you, Wall Street. If I were in control of a large company like that, I'd honeypot them. Just honeypot them. Get $30 million in financing, buy up all your own shares except for a few, and then announce that you're going to buy everything back and go private at a huge price. Let's say they have 20,000 shares left, and you say, you know what? We're going to pay $40 a share. We're going to take this company private and just fuck over everybody who's short of the company. Then take the company private and make millionaires of all your shareholders who didn't sell. And that seems to be a great way to do it. But I'm not in charge of things. If I were, things would be different. But I don't own a tech company that's been shorted down to 7 cents. So all I can do is just present what I would do in that situation. But yeah. So Joe, can you run the numbers with $15 cash out, please? How many billions will they lose? Calculator game. Blink. Chrome off. Calculator. Okay, so estimations are that there's billions of shares that have been generated for BBBY. So let's say it's 5 billion, right? 5 billion shares at $15 a share. That's $75 billion in liability. That's a good chunk of liability, right? That's a healthy amount of cash everyone has to pay in payment and lose to cover that. Now, if you want to see how badly they did when they created those 5 billion shares. If the average is $1 share that they made, and they short down from $30 all the way down to like 20 cents, 15 cents, 10 cents, whatever. Let's say the average is $1. Then they made $5 billion and they're losing 70 billion on that. And that's a 15x increase on their liability, which would definitely push them way over what their margin would be. So if the average is a lot lower, if the average is like 30 cents, right? So we can, I should get left 75 billion up there. 5 billion. 5 billion times 0.3. Then they made a whopping $1.5 billion shorting this, and they're about to lose $75 billion. So they're down a lot. So much. They're basically down how much they shorted at AMC to where they're winning today. Just be doing just the opposite. So yeah. Plus, I think that we degenerate losers, we would take all that money and we go and we buy GameStop with it, right? So we take our $75 billion plus dollars that we just got, and we go and we buy $75 billion in GameStop. What does that do to GameStop's price? What does that do to the shorts? That's a cash injection, the likes of which 2021 never saw. It would explode the company, and the shorts would be they'd be in so much pain. Plus, if new equity gets offered on BBBY on top of that, you're looking at shares in multiple companies worth possibly hundreds of dollars each. And then if you short at 30 cents and you're looking at a bill of hundreds of dollars just on the one share that you short at 30 cents, you're fucked. Your prime brokers are fucked. The banks are fucked. The Federal Reserve is fucked on that. So it could be delicious. And I'm sure people in power behind this play are like, this is exactly what we're going to do. Or something even more nefarious we haven't even thought of yet. But the potential there is quite huge to just be a juggernaut. What do you want, monkey? What do you want? Do you want stinky beef? I guess because we did start the show late and it is a short show, you're technically at stinky beef time, so that's why you're looking at me like that. And you're looking up at the... Oh, yeah. She does this. She's like looking at me and then she goes... hint, hint. Hint, hint. Oh. That stinky? There's stinky beef. Oh, yeah. Ooh, it's like a piece of fiberboard. You want it? You want it? Can you eat it? Oh, so stinky. So stinky. Ah. And Sujo with 75 billion GME call shares. What said matter? Oh, calls or shares? Yes. I think everyone does a little bit of both. Personally, I would buy a bunch of calls first and then go out and buy my shares so that the calls all trigger and go in the money. That's what I would do if I had, a giant windfall from a $15 payout on this stock that we're in speculation station on. Get up a whole bunch of calls, then drop a bunch of money on shares and watch the price go, yeah, right? What's that chewing? So much chewing. Oh yeah, work it, girl. Come on, there we go. G-Sing, do MMXX still get the Canadian bond? Why are they worrying about reverse split when eventually Acme will be resolved? I don't know, and I couldn't answer you on that one, bud. Kid Katie in Houston. I'm heading down to Miami next week. Where is the Pulte party? Is it too late to get tickets? I have no idea. Apparently, they were selling some still via Twitter. So I guess ask Pulte. The party's in Fort Lauderdale. That's all I know. Julio's going to be driving, man. Jesus, take the wheel. Julio, take the wheel. Snort alert. Well, Houston, for how long could Neely Doss stall everything? I don't think for very long. I don't think very long at all. I think he's going to get slapped really hard, and he's going to get Rule 11 sanctioned, and he's going to regret everything he's done so far. That's what I think is going to happen. Kikadian, P.S. My girlfriend loves your shiny shirts. Can you shout out to Connie, my love? Connie, my love. Today's shiny shirt, velvety feels, goes out to you. So, oh, it feels so good. Crayola for breakfast. I feel like banks won't liquidate the BBYQ shorts, and they will act exactly how they are with GME, but they don't know how bad it is this time. I think that's true. I think a lot of them just are completely unaware of the liability bomb they've got on their hands. If things go according to, how we think they're going to go, which is diabolical. It could be not diabolical. It could be like, well, we did a credit bid, we got the company, and you got your shares back, but we don't have a business plan, and we're probably going to go out of business again. That could be what happens. Or they could be like, credit bid was unsuccessful. Ta-da! No one gets anything. I do not think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to get $300 million from these shipping companies. They're going to emerge holding billions, perhaps upwards of $10 billion in knolls, that they'll be able to then use the company as an acquisition corporation, as a SPAC. They can acquire somebody, or they can reverse merger into someone, and those knolls just keep paying out, man. Or maybe they use the $10.8 billion they've got in their war chest to open up stores and become, Home Stores USA or whatever. There's a whole bunch of options that can happen. We don't know. That's why we're in speculation station until it actually happens. But I do think it's whatever's coming is going to be more diabolical than the banks, prime brokers, hedge funds, anything can possibly imagine. That they're not ready for it, and it's going to hit them really hard, and it's going to be just wonderful. I do think the SEC is somewhat aware, perhaps members of Congress as well, because the SEC was like, please no, and they're trying to object to the plan. And the court was like, haha, yes. So, see where it goes. I don't know. Fat Cat knows as much as any of us do. And that's just a jiggle monster. Oh. All right, buddy. That's right, you fat little jiggle monster. Okay. Oh, reset the chat. Quit resetting chat. Oh, Ace Ventura. Aloha and hello. Aloha. Hello. Okay. James Fraser. James Feezer. Government projects are supposed to be blind bid. Maybe it's ability. Oh, talking about Blue Origin not getting the contract for the Moonlander. Yeah. Historically, Jeff Bezos and company has been really bad about getting government contracts. They've really dropped the ball when it comes to Amazon Web Services getting government contracts. They finally, after like years and years and years complaining, got like a $10 billion Defense Department contract to do web services for them. But they've been just bad at it. Blue Origin's been really bad at lobbying for government contracts. So I do think they probably need to hire some K Street people to go and grease palms to have more success with government contracts. And that's probably something Elon, I guess, does better probably than anyone, is that self-promotion and getting people on board. And I don't think he has any problem with like bribing folks essentially to get contracts or donating to campaign funds or whatever it is. So, yeah. Danny Betcher, so you can talk about the crazy fissure on the sun. Oh, we did that in part 1 before the internet crapped out on us. Yes, it's sunspots go around the sun. Every once in a while they meet up, tonk, make a big giant hole. When it does, it spews a bunch of solar wind our way because the magnetic field's not there to protect it. And if it's pointed right at us, it can create some auroras, which is what's been happening. And then as the sun turns around, they kind of shear apart, and then the hole disappears. Croyle for breakfast speculation about $250 to $300 settlement for MMTLP. Have you heard anything about this? That's been the rumor mill that there's going to be some sort of settlement offer in that range. Cool. There's also been people thinking that Occidental Petroleum is gonna do a buyout offer. That could be in the works. That's all rumor and speculation as well, but we're in speculation station, so we may as well rumor and speculation all day long. Current oil prices, and judging from the prices of similar oil fields that have sold recently, you're looking at about $500 a share if there's a buyout of these oil fields. So, what are you doing, dog? You're such a weirdo. You're such a weirdo. The little tail right in the corner there. Check that, about $30 billion per billion barrels of oil. You're looking at around 4 billion plus barrels, so $120 billion spread amongst 240 million shares. That's about $500 a share. So, delicious. I wouldn't, be upset. I would rather have 2 days of trading back to have the potential to make thousands upon thousands of dollars a share. But, can't let gift horse in the mouth if that's what it comes down to. I will still be able to get a sweet 4x4 RV with that kind of money. So, yeah, it is what it is. I will buy a bunch of GME with it. Alexander K. Houston. I'm watching my sister get married tomorrow. I told her I'd make her a video of the day, but she wants me to be in the moment instead. That's okay. Be in the moment. She can hire some flunky to do that job for you. Maybe she can hire the flunky to film it, and she can have you edit it. But people are enjoying the butterfly video, and I'm glad I got the aspect ratio all done. Did you hear that they wanted an intro for when Tupa Batman comes in the room and an intro for when I go to the calculator? So get on it. But yeah, congratulations to your sister. Have fun at the wedding. Party hard. Don't split your pants on the dance floor. Thomas Crayola heard that today. I was visiting McHenry staffers, so didn't hear much. Not sure where that came from. Yeah, apparently quite a few of you were on Capitol Hill this week lobbying staffers to be like, hey, look into this, and lobbying members of Congress. So thank you, Thomas, and others who were able to get to DC and do that. It's awesome. So, sorry. My elbow is really tight because I've been going to the gym and my arms, my whole body hurts. But, oh, goodness gracious. Oh, by the way, creatine is crazy. I've never really used it in the past. I was just kind of did my gym thing, whatever. But I was like, oh, I'll try creatine this time. I've been to the gym 4 times in a week and I'm up 6 pounds. And if you go to the gym 4 times in 1 week after just starting, you aren't going to look different after 5 days. I look different. I was getting ready for my shower today and I was like, I have so much more muscle than I did 5 days ago. Creatine is nuts. I'm sure I'll have some sort of, my liver will explode or something. But I'm giving it a go this time, and holy moly. I was 212 pounds on Sunday, and I'm 218 pounds now. I've never had a weight gain like that before, where it wasn't like, getting tits or something. So, creatine, man. Technology. We'll see what it does to my body and other things. I don't know, my heart will explode or my brain will melt out of my ears or something. I don't know. I'll never shit again. I don't know. Whatever it is that what are the side effects? Side effects of creatine. Weight gain. Boom. Muscle cramps. I did have some of those. No upset stomach, no diarrhea, no dizziness, high blood pressure, liver dysfunction. Okay, so those are things to look out for. I don't drink and I don't do other things, so the whole liver thing I'm not too worried about. Okay. Oh, that actually can help prevent heart disease. There you go. Creatine also has anti-cancer properties. Okay. I I don't have to worry about COPD, but it helps with COPD. Okay. Give me the problems here. Precautions. Okay. Weight gain, muscle cramps, muscle strains and pulls, upset stomach, diarrhea, dizziness, high blood pressure. Okay. Liver dysfunction, kidney damage. But no significant side effects. Doses up to 6 months. A dose is so after 6 months, you're basically supposed to stop, I guess. One case of sudden kidney failure is reported involving an athlete taking more than 10 grams daily of creatine for 6 weeks. Okay, I have no plan on taking it daily at all. Interesting. Well, I just need to look good for the gram, and then I can stop going to the gym entirely and get all fat again, but they'll have all those pictures, so I'll be good to go. Okay. Please give Triple Batman exactly 8 boops, please. Oh. Boop. Well, it's hard. Boop. 2. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Got 8. He's bobbing and weaving, but he's a fat boy. Where's he going to go? Nowhere. He's going to get scratched. That's what you want. Deep, hard scratches, right, monkey? Right? Okay. Louis, like the stream, hot girls and hot boys. How long has it been since hot girls and boys have made it into the stream? It's been a long time. Did like the person behind that account die? Like what happened to them? They were making so many different accounts and they're coming in daily for like 2 years. And we have not seen hot boys and girls for, I want to say more than 6 months. It's been a while since hot boys and girls have been in here. All right, Louis. Houston speculated about the ideal play as our CEO can now invest GME Holdings into BBYQ, 6th Street, etc. I mean, there's been speculation already that what he's going to do is buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin. I mean, that may happen, but I don't think it's going to be a large portion of what's invested because you can't borrow against the Bitcoin. If you're going to treat the company like a holding company and you're going to need to be able to do repo and stuff like that, you can't be like, here's a bunch of Bitcoin. Can I borrow $1 billion? No bank's going to do that for you. They're just, all right. You want under a blanket, don't you? That's. I can. Come on, get over here. Come on. I can't put the blanket on you if you're on the blanket. Oh my God, dog. Figure it out. There you go. Happy dog time. My guess is he spends money on some blue chips. Probably does some chunks of security so they can use that as repo. What else? My guess is they buy chunks of companies that they can take over and do proxy bids on and do proxy fights with. And that's probably where a good meaty part of it's going. Yeah. Crayola for breakfast. If anyone is bored twiddling thumbs, I suggest go check out the Y-Files channel on YouTube. They debunk all sorts of conspiracy theories. Perfect. I love a good old conspiracy theory debunking party. It's one of my favorites. Because, oh man, it is tiring sometimes reading some conspiracy theories and being like, no, that's physically impossible. I'm like, how would you know? I'm like, because I have a physics degree. I can explain this. Those are not possible. And, whoa, the government got to you, boy. Like, oh my God. Flat earthers. Anyway, the Y-Files. Good idea. Excellent. OG to Star Killer win equity. Oh, soon I hope. Are you excited for the party? I'm pretty stoked. I'm very excited for this trip. Hopefully. I mean, I'm more excited to go to the Historical Society in Coral Gables and give them like this dossier on my grandfather and great grandfather because they're like, we would totally do an exhibit on this. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah. So, yay. Louis, have fun with the crypto bros and Elon fanboys in Florida. Please give Kais Malej a high five and belly bump and tell us how insane he is on a scale of 0 to 1. Okay. Paul M. AMC was the only stock I made money on so far because as soon as Adam Aaron started acting shady, I noped out at almost the peak and moved all in GME. So technically, it still hasn't made me money, but still holding. Well, yeah, one part of it, right? Brookfield is taking Cyxtera private. Brookfield, Cyxtera. Cyxtera enters asset purchase agreement with Brookfield. An international partners collecting the Brookfield will acquire substantially all of Cyxtera's $775 million in assets in connection with the APA. Okay. In connection with APA and court supervised process, Brookfield purchased from several landlords the real estate at which 7 of Cyxtera's data centers are located. These transactions will allow Cyxtera to increase existing facility ownership, secure expansion opportunities, and support of robust customer demand, and strengthen its data center platform by giving Cyxtera more control over its cost structure. That's from November earlier this year. So that's a month ago. November. Anything in the news? Bankruptcy court approves Cyxtera's sales to Brookfield. That's 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago. Anything more recent than that? About taking them private? Because it sounds like they're buying their assets, but I don't know. I'll have to look into that more. N9. Houston. See the video posted today of KG saying he and others set prices for securities? I have not seen that. By all means, send me a link to that via the whatchamajigger, the Reddit. Alan Yu, Houston. What's stopping Marge from calling and seeing all the liabilities and just hanging up the phone and ignoring everything? The fact that other nations won't be doing that. So you've got short hedge funds and family funds all over the world, right? Everywhere. You have countries like South Korea, which allow no naked short selling whatsoever. But if those regulators in Germany or UK or Singapore or Japan or whatever see like, hey, this hedge fund seems to be blowing up. Their margin is no longer 30x, it's now 1500x. We're probably going to have to do a margin call and get them to figure out how to get cash. If a huge hedge fund like Tiger or whatever goes under in Japan, right, and they go on a $200 billion buying spree, it's going to cause the price of everything to explode, and any hedge funds here will not survive that. Their prime brokers are going to go, oh, fuck. Okay, I guess we do have to pay attention to this, and because we didn't get there first, it's going to cost us way more money than it would have if we had just margin called these guys 5 days ago. It's going to be is it war of attrition? Is that the word I'm looking for? Whatever, they're all going to blow up, and they're all going to die, and that's what's going to happen. Fat cat, quit being so antsy in the pantsy. Just chill out, baby. OG to Star Killer, do you think we get news before year ends? I totally thought we'd get news the first week of October, so it comes down to that old adage, like, you can't predict an earthquake. All you know is that each day you're one day closer to the inevitable earthquake. I would have hoped all this stuff would have moved a lot faster than it has. And yet here we are. 2 months in, 2.5 months in, just the thumb twiddling is just won't end. And yeah. Cat, you're weird. Do we get more news? I think we'll definitely have crumbs after crumbs, day after day, until finally they just put like a giant roast ham in front of us. But until then, Speculation station. Okay. Brendan Wells, is there anything in the last few docs that would change your mind about BBYQ OS? No. I think the last few docs just seal it more for me. French toast, creatine just makes you retain water. It's mostly water weight. It does, makes you retain water as well. But I am still peeing as much as I did before, so got that going for me. I don't feel bloated. Like when I've been like water retaining, usually like it's down here, and I don't have giant amounts of water being retained down there. I think the key is you have to go kick your ass at the gym for the creatine to do its work. Otherwise, what good is it? So destroy yourself, and that I think, yeah. Boss fight. I've seen a lot of YouTubers mention creatine is very studied compared to other supplements. Yeah, I don't like whey protein. Whey protein just, let's just face it, it gives you the worst fucking bowel movements way too many times a day. And so I'm going to avoid it. I don't like being a human crayon, and that's what whey protein does to me. So I'm going to avoid that. That's what I used in the past, and just gave me the hurgly gurglies, and I don't like it. So I'm trying this one, and we'll see what works. Trend Legend has a Houston shade at 7 a.m. this morning. This is 5 p.m. shadow. I shave. When did I shave? Wednesday? Was that it? I can't remember which day. Was it Tuesday? I don't know. It's been a couple of days, but I'll have the makings of a beard by the time I get to Miami. System 54, don't worry guys. Moses is here, sent by Jesus himself. Thanks Mike Johnson for saving us all. Sarcasm. Okay. Aaron Hamilton, Houston. If the MM2 resolution is $250 as the rumor is on the Wall Street, Ham Short Killer said he heard, are you happy with that? Because for me, that is $450K, and for me, I'd be happy with that. Hey, I have 1,000 shares. I get $250K out of it. That's nothing to sneeze at. It's more cash than I've had on hand ever. And I will buy a whole bunch of GME with that. And that I'm very happy to do. So, if it's a settlement, I'll take it. I would rather settlement be, hey, 2 days, finish this. And that would be much more delicious for me. Grill for breakfast. I got the settlement for the stolen car today. Have fun in Miami, Houston. Well, thank you. All right. What are you getting for your new whip? For your stolen car? I was reading recently that like car thefts are through the roof. They're like higher than they were even in the early 90s when like the crime waves were everywhere. Yeah, so what you getting? Don't get a modern Hyundai or Kia because apparently they're really easy to steal, because all you need to do is just plug in a USB stick into them and you can just drive away. So seems like a massive security flaw that anybody with a thumb drive from the drugstore can just drive away with your car. But thank you. Where was I? As I'm sounding. Okay, trend. RC is an Apple Steve Jobs fan. Steve Jobs financed Pixar by George Lucas. And then when Disney bought Pixar, one Pixar share became 2.5 Disney shares. RC, I bet, is looking at those kinds of deals. I would not doubt. He does seem to definitely study. Like, Apple is a gigantic holdings company. They have hundreds of billions of dollars invested all over the place. And because it's treated like a family fund, they don't necessarily have to report it. So we don't know all the things. I was just reading something about that. Let's see if I can find the article. Security, now I'm just getting security updates. I don't want security updates. I want stock holdings. Going shareholders, institutional holdings, Apple Incorporated common stock. No. Total Apple shares, stock price. What stock? What stocks does Apple own? Nope. I can't even search for it. It just all it wants to give me is like, who owns Apple stock? Stuff about investors for apples. That gives me Apple owns Siri, Beats, Electronics, Shazam, Next Software, Authentic, MobiWave. I don't know what MobiWave is or Authentic. Cat. Oh my God. Get out of here. Leave. Little bastard yelling at me to come in, yelling at me to go out. All right. So, but, Apple's got hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. They got to store it somewhere. So they'll probably just buy up. They probably act like a Vanguard and just get 7 to 10% of everything. Hannibal Grimm, yeah, War of Attrition. That's the metaphor I'm looking for. Louis, I bought Emmet at $4. Still have it. I think I'd rather no labs with the play money. Yeah. Michael O'Hara, Houston. It is the 1-year anniversary of MTLP being screwed by FINRA. How did you commemorate the occasion? By shaking my fist in the air. I would love to go to DC and walk the halls for a week, complaining to people. That'd be lovely. I need to get my shit together and create the retail bill of rights and get like a retail traders association going so that we do have like a capacity to lobby and send money and whatnot. So sigh. A settlement would be great. I would rather have 2 days trading back because I know it would be so much larger. And the fact they would settle for $250 a share tells me that they know they would be in so much hot water if it was for more than that. A lot more. Oh my goodness, be so much more. So you have $250 a share at 247 million. What's boink? So clear. 250 times 247 123 123. You're looking at $61 billion. That's a huge settlement. That's about half of what the oil fields are worth. So someone will be getting a steal on it in the end, but everyone will be getting a payday, getting way more out of it than they ever invested into it. So it might be a win-win for everyone. Granted, everybody's going to take all that money and they're going to put it right back in the GME and so on. So, yeah. We'll see if that happens. Rumors love to be rumors and then nothing. So, play that rumor game all day long. I'll believe it when I see it. Yes. Guys, got anything else for me? Did I miss anything? Okay. That one, did that, did Kincadium, did that. Running Wild, I think you're a babe handsome. Oh, where's, whenever you guys compliment me, Jimmy D's in the background, like trying to figure out where you are. OG Strikula, do you only buy GME and no crypto either? I avoid crypto, man. I'm sure if I were doing speculation and whatever, I could be making money off crypto right now, but I'm convinced that Tether is a time bomb. Tether is a time bomb. It's going to take down the entire crypto market and obliterate everybody because it is a giant fraud scheme that's missing $80 billion, and more than half of all transactions of other crypto coins are done using Tether. So I avoid it. I still have a couple of shit coins hide in the background in case they get pumped by hedge funds at some point. I should have sold off my Saitama coin. A year ago? 2 years ago, whenever it was. Those guys were a bunch of weirdo losers. And man, it spiked so high, I should have just sold. But I was thinking, one more day. That's what I always think, is like, I'll sell tomorrow. And then by tomorrow, it's like done. So it's the curse we all have, right? Yeah. So, yeah. But, meh. Here we go. Monkey butt. There we go. A little peeky for us. People telling about their coins, ZCL, Loopring Coin, IMX, Loopring Ethereum, IMX are all part of my GME play along with BBYQ, Beyond, IEP, Tzrop. Which one's Tzrop? COS, AMC Basket. Tzrop? I don't have any Tzrop. T0. Oh, duh. That's just T0's ticker. Their ticker is very herky-jerky. Not much volume, huh? Average volume, 5,000 shares. Today's volume was 6,000, so it was a big day for them. They're OTC? Interesting. So as high as 490 and as low as 185. Juice Miami, Otani's still in LA, hasn't decided yet. I thought he was flying to Toronto today to go meet with people there. Shall I go on a baseball rant? Because I would love to go on a baseball rant right now. Because the Mariners just pissing me off. Okay, so from the outset, Houston, in his infinite wisdom as not the general manager of the Seattle Mariners, I was like, okay, we have the best pitching staff in baseball. So you don't really do much there. You can use some of the pitchers as trade bait if you get some other pitchers of equal caliber in. What you need are hitters. You got guys strike out like crazy and can't get on base, and that's what drove you down. Like, the 1996 Mariners had the greatest offense in baseball history. Better than the 27 Yankees, better than the 32 Phillies. The greatest single season of offense any baseball team has ever had, and they had garbage pitching. They did do a mid-season trade, got themselves my personal favorite, Jamie Moyer, but it wasn't enough because Randy Johnson was injured, and you had a whole bunch of like AAAers trying to be starters in the major leagues, and they missed the playoffs by a hair, right? The 2023 Mariners, exact opposite. One of the best pitching staffs on record. One of the most mediocre offenses you could possibly have. There was only 2 starters with on-base plus slugging above 800, and 2 utility dudes who had on-base plus slugging over 800. Everyone else, they hit homers. They struck out 200 times a year. They didn't get on base as much as they should. Now, they got rid of Teoscar Hernandez, clearing up, $15 million in salary. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you get rid of an outfielder. Okay. He did hit the ball a long ways. He did strike out a lot. Then you trade your third baseman, who does have Gold Glove caliber third base skills, can drive in 100 runs. He does strike out a lot. I get that. But he still has a positive wins above replacement. You trade him for basically a bag of peanuts for a couple of guys from Arizona who will never see the light of day. And then you do a package deal where you trade away a very solid pitcher, Marco Gonzalez, a very garbage minor leaguer, Evan White, who is made of glass. He'll never see the major leagues. But because the Mariners were stupid and gave him a major league contract before he ever saw a professional pitch of $35 million, the dude was a high schooler. Like, what are you doing giving him a contract like that? Make him prove themselves in minor leagues first. You have him under team control. You have no reason to do a contract like that, you morons. Anyway, but then they traded away Jared Kelenic. Jared Kelenic was on a breakout year. He, through spring training in the first 6 weeks of the season, was just raking it in. The problem was that no one around him was doing that. So he felt like he had the team on his shoulders, and that resulted in more strikeouts because he's trying to hit home runs every single time. And then in frustration, kicked the water cooler, broke his foot, and was out half the season. Okay. He is a superstar in the making, but you guys are making him a head case by not giving him the supporting staff that he needs. So you trade those 3 guys to Atlanta for a pitcher who has a 9 ERA in 3 seasons, another pitcher who's never pitched any level above where he was drafted because he immediately had Tommy John surgery. All right. So Kellenick's going to go to Atlanta. Kellenick's going to hit 35 home runs, have a 900 on base plus slugging, and in the middle of that lineup, and just become a superstar at age 25. Okay. Now, we need hitters. We got rid of like 250 RBIs out of the middle of our lineup and have pretty much nothing to show for us. We need a left fielder. We need a right fielder. We need a third baseman. We definitely need a second baseman because Colton Wong sucked, and whoever replaced Colton Wong also sucks. So we need 4 position players for sure. We bought 95 catchers on the team, so we don't need any more of those. So we're going to have to make some trades. And because the free agent pool's getting thin. Now, from the outset, I said, hey, take one of your young pitchers, because we do have quite a few young, amazing pitchers. Trade him to San Diego. Get yourself Juan Soto, because Juan Soto is a future Hall of Famer. Yeah, you only have 1 more year of him, but you're going for a World Series, so go for a World Series. They didn't do that. Juan Soto's going to the Yankees. Shit. Now, what the Mariners should do is they should sign Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the best pitcher in the entire world, who's got posted, and he's going to demand a big contract. It's probably going to be $250 million over like 9 years. Okay, pay it. He is the best pitcher in the world. It'll allow you to take one of your young studs and trade them to, say, Tampa Bay and get their third baseman, Isaac Paredes, I would say his name. And then all of a sudden you have a guy gets on base, a guy hit home runs, a guy with Gold Glove caliber defense at third base. Boom, you just replace Eugenio Suarez. You're good to go. And then sign Cody Bellinger, put him in right field. Done. Right? He's going to be a stud. And then you sign Jung Hoo Lee out of Korea, who he's not going to mash for a whole bunch of power. He'll hit 10, 20 home runs a year, but he'll get on base like crazy. He'll have probably the highest on base percentage in the entire league, and he'll be cheap. You'll probably get 5 years, $50 million for him, and he's going to be Rookie of the Year. You put him in left field. Boom, you have probably one of the best outfields in baseball, and then you just have to go find a second baseman somewhere. And you can get a second baseman with shit hitting skills as long as you got those 3 guys batting in there. And then, you can win the World Series. But my thinking is that the Mariners are going to make some garbage trades, get some players who suck ass and have on baseball slugging well below 800. And then we will be like we did this year, where we have amazing pitching who's not giving up any runs and hitting who can't generate any runs, and we miss the playoffs by a game. Just like this year. So, that's my rant. And the Mariners are the most profitable team in baseball. 2 years in a row. They've made more money than any team in baseball, and they just won't spend it on getting the players to get us up over the hump. And it just is so frustrating. Oh my gosh. So anyway, there's a baseball rant. You guys like that? Was that what you wanted? Okay. Pure American Saitama just launched Layer 0 coin Saitama chain. Has that made my Saitama coin worth anything yet? Let's find out. I haven't looked in forever. Where's my wallet? There's my wallet. Yep, gotta sign in here. Nope. Worth dip doodle. Although I did get my 19 quadrillion of those, whatever it is. Yeah. Nope, got nothing. Not worth spit. I mean, at one time it was worth, my Saitama, I think was worth like $6,000. I was like, oh, when they launch the wallet tomorrow, that's what I'm going to sell. And then they never launched the wallet, and it went from $6,000 down to $18. So, but it was only a couple $100 investment on my part, because I was put $100 behind shit coins and see which ones exploded. I should have sold. I should have. It's that waiting one more day, dude. Gets you every time. James Fazier, when you sign up for T0, they ask if you are interested in trading low volume. Nate P can talk about X being one of the platforms in America, and could it hurt the play because Elon is shit? I my worry about X, because they're trying to make it the everything platform, right? They want to make it so that it's where you go get your news, your social media, do your banking and your trades and all that stuff. Is I don't trust Elon to do a very good job of that. If they'd kept like the entire staff at Twitter, all 7,000 employees, and they went to do something big like this, that'd be one thing. But he fired everyone, and people don't necessarily want to work with him, which means you're probably not getting the best programmers in the entire world. Because the best programmers are like, I'm going to go get job security where I don't have to work like a slave and get paid and be happy and live my happy life. You're going to get fanboys who are going to do the programming, and the fanboys, I think their brains are broken. And so what I worry about is security lapses that result in, every person who's ever given their credit card to X all of a sudden find themselves with getting their like bank accounts drained in Montenegro or something. That seems to me a much larger concern than anything else. I don't trust the security of Twitter, of Elon. I do not think they take that into account. I think there's a glaring loopholes, and I think that's what the biggest drawback is going to be. So yeah, that's where I see the problems are. PC Legs. Hi, Houston. Is there a time frame that S1 has to drop by, or they lose out on opportunities such as nulls? I don't know how long, because they are a going concern. They've got their accounting department. They're doing accounting. They are essentially taking income by suing shippers and whatnot. So the nulls are still preserved, I think. I don't know for how long. But man, I don't know what the time frame is. I don't know how long it is to like, well, no one did a credit bid. It's all gone now. I don't know when that cancels, because bankruptcies can take years, right? So if someone comes in as a credit bid 2 years from now, you'd assume that they'd be able to take those losses because the company would be a going concern that entire time, and then take off with them. So I'm not too worried that things have to happen like tomorrow or else they lose the nulls. I think that can go a little longer. DJ, X is a wild card. However, integration with X and Loopring is merely setting up a smart contract bridge between Elon's world and Loopring. Easy disconnect. I think X is an on-ramp and off-ramp. Okay. Coffee Jones and Homer. I hope your calculated speculation of 75 billion pays out and Virtue loses everything. Wouldn't that be delicious? There was a funny tweet that someone showed the other day. They're like, hey, check this out. And it was screenshots of a complaint filed against Virtue, class action lawsuit against Virtue Capital. And Doug Sifu responds like, this is just more bankruptcy stuff. Like, you guys need to stop paying attention to this. And someone's like, this isn't bankruptcy stuff. This is a lawsuit against you, dummy. Like, oh, Doug. Doug C-fucked. Julius Miami, baseball rant. You're welcome, chat. Gah! Baseball rant. Richard K, you can entice players with shares of MTLP. Why not? Michael Harrow, Houston, your rant tells us the Mariners need a new GM. Yes. Well, what they need is new ownership. I think Jerry Dipoto, given the money he should have from ownership, would be able to do amazing things. I think Stanton in ownership needs to go away. I will owning the